Hello and welcome everybody to the Just Planet webinar. Why today is a great time to implement a new scheduling system for your make-to-order machine shop. First of all, I would like to give some preliminary information. As this is a GoToWebinar, all attendees here are automatically muted. So this is for optimizing the audio quality. And if you guys might have questions, so please ask these questions via the chat box functionality here. I'm not the only one of the Just Planet team that is on duty here and helps to broadcast this webinar. So there's also one colleague monitoring the chat box and will raise the hand if there is an urgent question. Okay, so let's hop into our today's topic. So has your production scheduling system reached the end of its life? So are you still struggling to schedule via a whiteboard? Or are you still keep to maintain a homemade Excel beast to schedule? Or maybe is your scheduling process still taking place in your planner's head only? So if you just answered one of those questions with yes, then you booked the right webinar. Because in this webinar, I will explain to you how easy it is to implement a new, up-to-date and professional scheduling system and to replace your scheduling system that reached the end of its life. Therefore, let's have a look into the agenda. I will have a short introduction first, and then we directly hop into the process of implementing a scheduling system. It starts off with step 1, to book a personal demo meeting. Then step 2 is the onboarding phase. And here, explaining this onboarding phase, I will introduce our brand new Just Planet Video Academy to you that will be published right after this webinar. Furthermore, and based on the Video Academy, I will explain the 2 new options of onboarding that you have. And here you can choose between a basic approach and the all-inclusive approach. Then we will also have a look in step 3, which is already the ongoing usage of the software. And here I will show some or 2 use cases to you so that you at least get an impression of how Just Planet looks and feels like when you're in ongoing usage. And also I will explain the modular structure to you and give information about the related pricing. Finally, we have a roundup. And I recommend to keep in the webinar and wait until the end, because the roundup comes with a little surprise and with a benefit for you. Okay, so let's start off. And first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Elmar Karlovic, and I'm Managing Director and co-owner of Netronic Software, which is the company that provides Just Planet. I have a university degree in industrial management, which I studied in Germany. And since more than 15 years now, I'm practically working in the field of production planning and execution. And here I've been working for several companies in Europe that have been consulting companies as well as other software vendors. Since roughly 6 years, I'm with Netronic now, and the combination of my theoretical background and my practical experience definitely makes me the scheduling specialist here in Netronic. And so I was the one back in 2016 that specified the very initial version of Just Planet. And since then, I'm fully in charge of further enhancing the software, which we do on a regular basis via development sprints that normally last for up to 5, sometimes 6 weeks. So actually you could say Just Planet is a bit my baby. Let's have a short look at Netronic software. Netronic software stands for Visual Scheduling Software. And this we are doing since more than 40 years now, very successful. Currently, we have got roughly 30 employees coming from 9 different countries, so we are really international, literally. That means that even though we're a German-based company, that English is the language that we speak within our team. Currently, we are running 3 business lines that all deal with visual scheduling. And I don't want to bore you with all the details about all our product portfolio today. We will focus on Just Planet, which is the youngest product in our portfolio, and that has luckily by far the highest growth rates. So let's have a look at the philosophy of the software. So what is the idea? And here I want to underline that I didn't specify that philosophy from scratch. Actually, this philosophy was brought to us by the market, and it was listening to the market while operating the 2 other business lines, which we had at that point already. So what we found out and could see was that there are really a lot of Gantt chart and scheduling applications out there in the market. But the vast majority of all these applications focus on project planning, but not on scheduling for manufacturing, and especially not focusing on the special needs for those that run a high mix, low volume business, or that are make to order focused. And so what we did is we specially made Just Planet for exactly this niche market. So Just Planet is built for small and medium-sized make-to-order manufacturers. Doing this, we of course following a visual approach because that is the DNA of Netronic software. This is what the company is doing so successfully since more than 4 decades. And then Just Planet is effective, and this is really a core aspect, because what we learned, a main characteristic for the high mix, low volume manufacturers is the high volatility of data. And I guess you guys can confirm that. What does that mean? So that means that your environment is really highly dynamic. So that means that you schedule something in the morning, and during the day, there are several incidents, there are several happenings that have an impact on your schedule. So that means you get a phone call from a very important customer that needs to squeeze in an urgent order. So you get a phone call from an employee that normally operates your machine, and this employee says that he will be sick for the next 7 days. So you get the information from the shop floor that there are some issues and there might be a breakdown with machines. So all this is happening daily, and you guys know that. And having this in mind, what you need to provide an appropriate scheduling tool is an automatic logic that helps you to schedule. And this is what Just Planet does. It provides an automatic scheduling logic that always considers your finite capacities, and that is priority based. And this automatic scheduling engine is pragmatic, so it is really fast. And this is also important. So if there is something happening on the shop floor, you couldn't wait for 2 hours for a scheduling engine to run until you see a result. What you need to have is you need to see the result on the fly. And this is what Just Planet provides. So Just Planet provides speed and productiveness. Then Just Planet is efficient in a way that we are standardized. That means that every user of Just Planet, and there is honestly no exception, every user of Just Planet is running the same version. There's just one. So we do not customize, even though if some potential customers reach out with a high budget, we don't do that. But what we do is we listen to our customers, and every idea for a future enhancement we put on our internal list, And you can imagine the more often we hear the same or similar requests, the higher is the likelihood that we were going to realize in one of our future sprints and put that into the standard for every user. Then we are made to fit. That means that we provide a modular structure with Just Planet. So of course, we try to keep the software as easy to use as we can. But to provide an appropriate scheduling software for that target market, there must be a certain range of functionality. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an appropriate tool anymore. And so this must range of functionality was split into modules. This has, again, two advantages for you. So on the first hand side, you can customize your account and just activate and deactivate what you need. On the other hand side, you just need to pay what you are using. So you get the price benefit too. Then finally, coming to the price, we show up with an affordable SaaS pricing. So that means that you can choose between a monthly or a yearly subscription. And I forgot to mention that we are state of the art. That means Just Planet is cloud-based, available only. Everything is hosted in Microsoft Azure, and there is no possibility for a download and a local installation, and there will not be such options. Okay, so that's the philosophy. But now, more important, let's have a look on what you will get using Just Planet. So what are the targets? So our main target is that we want you to support in your profitable growth of your business. And we have seen that successful scheduling is the key to that. Or if we just turn it upside down, you can see that if you don't have a professional and successful scheduling tool in place, then you're really, really limited in your growth. So if you don't have the transparency of what's happening in your shop floor, you won't be able to really grow. And this is what you will get using Just Planet. You will get this transparency of what's happening in their shop floor, and this concerning which operations are under execution and which of those operations of your backlog are, in a metaphorical sense, waiting in front of a machine to be executed in the future. If you have an understanding of this structure of your workload, then you will be able to increase your on-time deliveries, and you will be able to give reliable delivery commitments to your customers. You will. Furthermore, if you have this understanding of what's happening in your shop floor, then you will also be able to spot bottlenecks. You will be able to see what limits your throughput in certain time windows. And if you have this insight, then you can take productive action to overcome that limitation and maximize the throughput. And last but not least, of course, if you have a full understanding of what's happening, like in your shop floor concerning your workload, then of course you will be able to also take some action to better utilize your given finite capacities. Okay, so that are the targets that you will achieve using Just Planet. And here's just one case study I want to show to you. So this is the case study from Loins Limited. And here Richard, the CEO, states a few words. So Loins is a UK-based provider for machines for the candy industry, also family business. And here very interesting was what Richard states. Richard states, with using Just Planet, Loins for the first time ever got a realistic window into the capacity situation. And this is nothing else than just, Richard says, with using Just Planet, we got transparency. And having this transparency, Richard was able to increase the on-time delivery by really remarkable and enormously 37%. So this is just one example that you can see that our customers achieve the targets. I could show you really several more, But I don't want to bore you with all the success stories here at this point. I recommend to go to the platform capterra.com, which is an independent website where software users rate software products. So just search for Just Planet on Capterra and best see what our users state about us. That might be better than listening to my stories here at this point, but I can ensure that we get really good ratings on a regular basis as customers achieve the targets or their scheduling targets with using Just Planet. Okay, and now what is the formula to that success? So it's really easy. It's just 3 steps. It all starts off with a personal web meeting. So that is the starting point for implementing and using Just Planet. It's just this personal web meeting. Afterwards, the next step is the onboarding phase. And if you just made, I wouldn't even call it the hurdle, but if you successfully completed the onboarding, then you go into the ongoing usage, which is then the step 3. Let's have a more detailed look into that 3 steps. So let's start off with a personal web meeting. Why is that so essential and necessary? So the personal web meeting is a one-to-one web meeting with shared desktop. Actually like this webinar, but of course, if you go in there personally, you won't be muted because what we do is having a dialogue. The duration of that web meeting is approximately 75 minutes. So 60 minutes is, it is like unlikely, better plan with 75 minutes, but fair enough, it's just 1 hour, 50 minutes. This meeting will be recorded if you like, and I will send the link to the recording to you afterwards so that you have the chance to watch that video multiple times. And this web meeting has 2 main purposes. First, it is to verify that Just Planet meets your and exactly your scheduling challenges and your requirements. That is really important. But believe me and remember my experience, I am able to see if our software is meeting your challenge. And I will ask you to give as much information as you can, to give me some information of what kind of business you're running, what kind of resources you have, what kind of overall targets, and that will be, I always call it the first part of the web meeting, that at least has a duration of 20 minutes, but that is really, really important. And believe me, I am honest enough, if I'm seeing that Just Planet is not meeting what you are looking for, I will let you know. Because I am selling a software as a service product. And what I need is a customer that takes benefit out of the usage of the software. So therefore, I am not promising you something like the world. If I cannot provide a solution for that, I will be honest. And to be honest, on a regular basis, I get positive feedback from those guys where I say, okay, we need to stop the meeting at this point because what you are looking for is different to what I can offer. So first purpose is to check if there is a good fit between your scheduling challenge and our software, or better, our approach. And then the second purpose of the meeting is to demonstrate the functionality so that you can see what Just Planet looks and feels like, so that you really follow like my conclusion that I derived in the first part, that there is a fit. I will show that there definitely is a fit by more by giving you some use cases and diving a bit deeper into the range of the functionality. Okay, so that is the personal web meeting. So it's just an investment of maximum one hour, 15 minutes, and it's really easy. Just go on the website, the JustVent website, and book your preferred scheduling demo meeting there. So here I've got the link, and then you can see how it looks like. Then this or a similar site opens, and you can then select your preferred date. So let's go for next Monday. And here you can see there are a few demos booked, but still plenty of time to go in. Just select your starting time, confirm that's it, and just attend to this time which you selected by yourself. That's it. So that's step one. Two purposes. Really verifying that there is a fit. Second, demo. Okay, then we can have a look into the next step, which is the onboarding phase. So the onboarding phase is mandatory. So there is no possibility just to have like extended trials or whatever. No, mandatory, go into the onboarding phase. And this has been proven to be very successful. It's a mandatory getting starting phase. And what does it mean? It means within the onboarding phase, we merge your knowledge about your business with our knowledge about successful scheduling and about best setting up our software for beneficial use. So it's merging what you know best and what we know best. And this is scheduled to last 30 days. But in the end, you decide how long this takes. So just recently, I finished an onboarding process with the guy that runs a production facility in Mexico for a US-based company. And this guy, he onboarded himself, more or less, within 7 days. So he pushed hard, he blocked his time, he was highly committed, and we went through the process within seven days. And after 7 days, he was productive. So the message here is, you decide how long this goes. And my recommendation is you need to block your time to take the best benefit out of that onboarding phase. So if we would just have a duration of 90 days, it doesn't make sense. So you need to deep dive in during that process and see that as an investment. So spend time now to save time tomorrow. Okay, and there are two main purposes of the onboarding phase. First, the creation of your resources and the creation of your workload. So what we need to do is get you started, and getting started means, first of all, we need to define all the resources that needs to be scheduled, and then we need to assign the current workload that you have to those resources. Second purpose of the onboarding phase is to train all the users, and here mainly the planners. We have got several roles, but mainly the planners will be trained how to best use the given JPI functionality, for sure. And this is more than possible. It's really, really realistic that you do that in 30 days. So in 30 days, you will bring in your current workload and your users will be trained. 30 days. And doing that onboarding, you now have two options you can choose of. We offer the basic package, or we offer alternatively the all-inclusive package for onboarding. Both options include the Video Academy, which is brand new, and I'm really happy to give some more details about the Video Academy now. So introducing the Video Academy. What is the Video Academy? The Video Academy is an online course that is exclusively open for paying customers. And in that online course, I brought in all my knowledge of the numerous successful personal onboarding processes. I brought this into short videos. So currently there are more than 40 of these short videos that in average last 5 up to 10 minutes. So I guess the shortest video will take 3.5 minutes maybe, and the longest maybe 20. So I try to keep it really short and to have a step-by-step approach. So the overall length of the Video Academy of all videos is approximately 8 hours right now, but it will be, I'm still producing videos here so that this figure will increase. So I always keep this Video Academy updated. And this Video Academy then gives you an ostensive step-by-step guidance through the onboarding process. And remember, we learned the onboarding process is creation of your resources and the finished work and the current workload, as well as the training of the users. So this Video Academy is, taking you through that step that you have to go through before you can go live. And to give you a little impression about such videos, we published like selected videos for preview purposes on our homepage. And here I'm just following the link now, and then you can see this is the DivPlanet homepage now. And here you see like the full structure of the Video Academy, and you can see the long list of all different videos that are available already. And if you see like these yellow free video preview button here, and if you click, then you will be able to see that video for free. But of course, if you go for an onboarding package with DivPlanet, then for sure you will get access to the whole academy. And this academy you can then enter after you made the related payment, or if you are a paying customer already, then we will provide you a coupon that enables you also to have access to the Video Academy. So, and I'm quickly now following this link also, then you can see how the main page of the Academy looks like. So here you can see the curriculum, which starts with an introduction, and then this is the same as you could see in the preview, but here now additionally you can also download the templates that are used in the videos. So here it's not only focusing on the videos, we also provide the related or corresponding Excel sheets that are used in each video. So here again, this is like the current structure of the Video Academy. So really quite a lot and very helpful. And I'm really, really confident that this Video Academy will help you to successfully onboard and make the second step in implementing DivPlanet. Okay, so this is the Video Academy. Then let's have a look at the two options of onboarding. So first we have got the basic package. So the basic package includes 30 days of DivPlanet usage, full package. Then also for this 30 days, you get access to the Video Academy, and additionally, you get 3 personal review meetings with me or a colleague of mine that is also specialized in onboarding potential or DivPlanet customers. And these review meetings last 45 minutes. And within the onboarding, or sorry, within the Video Academy, I also give a recommendation when to book this review meetings best. It's because I've learned onboarding so many different companies, you know, when it's really essential that I hop into the process and you share like the data that you created so far with me, and I will then give the best of my recommendations, you know, to make and fine tuning and to optimize your work. This basic package is offered by a one-time fixed price, which is 1,000 US dollars or 900 euros, and is including exactly what you can see here. Alternatively, you can also go for the all-inclusive package, and literally it's all included. So the same as we can see in basic, it's 30 days of free usage, 30 days access to the Video Academy, but then you get 5 personal coaching sessions that last not 3/4 of an hour, but minimum 60 minutes. And also additionally, what's included in all-inclusive is the realization of a unidirectional interface to your ERP system. So we have seen that really a high percentage of our users have an ERP system in place that contains really useful information that we can make use of for scheduling, and therefore we realize a one-way interface that pushes the data from your ERP into Just Planet. We just have really little requirements that need to be checked, but more or less we can realize such an interface to any database ERP system. And this all-inclusive package is priced with 3,000 US dollars or 2,700 euros. The basic package is more foreseen for those who are confident or who are familiar with like onboarding business software. And here all resources provided will give you the best to successfully onboard. The all-inclusive package is more meant for those who are not familiar with onboarding on or into business software and who like to have a personal guidance and who like that I take the hand and guide them through the whole process. Okay, so these are the two options. Then let's come, or first of all, I just want to underline that the onboarding definitely has been proven to be very successful. And here I'm just having a little case study just to prove that. This is Ross Lana from Paneltech Industry. I onboarded him just end of last year, beginning of this year. And this was also very successful because like we also quickly went through the onboarding. It just took 2 weeks after Ross was more or less productive, but he took advantage and just got familiar with the software an additional week before we finally went live. And with the decision, so with clicking the live button, so to say, we could increase the productivity of Paneltech by 30 up to 40%. And here Ross states that the return on investment was within the first months. I would even dare to say that it was in the first week, because Ross was able to, on one hand side, take additional orders which he would not have taken using the old system, and Ross could focus like his really spare time to do what a CEO should do and not to maintain some unprofessional scheduling software. Okay, let's look into the step 3, which is the ongoing usage. So once you successfully complete the onboarding after 30 days, the subscription starts. And of course, when you pay the subscription, you will always also have access to the Video Academy as you are a paying customer then. That's for sure. And here in the ongoing usage, there is just one core issue that I learned needs to be taken into consideration, and this is establishing routines. So once you successfully completed the onboarding, like scheduling is not done forever then it starts. And scheduling means teamwork, and scheduling means running through ongoing routines or regular routines. And this is true for all users. And also important, this should be backed by the top management. So if the top management is not taking care that this scheduling routines are running smoothly, it's pretty likely that at some point the scheduling approach can fail. So everybody needs to be aware that scheduling is teamwork and that everybody contributes to that team. Okay. But in the end, there's just one main purpose of ongoing usage: to keep the transparency of the shop floor situation, to ensure your growth. So in doing this, we have a modular structure with a broad range of functionality. Here in this webinar, as I'm focusing on how you can implement Just Plan It, I don't want to dive deep into that, but I'm just quickly showing you 2 use cases that you get an impression what Just Plan It looks and feels like. And therefore, I'm switching now to my sample data and just quickly refreshing. And here, this sample data is showing like really easy to understand data. And but I guess this is sufficient that you get an impression of what Just Plan It looks and feels like. So I don't want to explain too many details. The use case should be that this here is your schedule. As you can see, looks pretty good. So just one issue in here. We are coming to that later. But now in the morning, you know that you have got 3 requests for 3 additional jobs. So, and here you list the jobs within that Excel sheet, which, by the way, is a standard Excel upload sheet, what we provide for you, and that enables you to use the Excel interface, which is part of our smallest package, the starter package for subscription. And this enables you then to upload data, master data, as resources or job templates, as well as ongoing data, such as jobs and tasks. And here, as you have the request for 3 additional new jobs, we just use the job tab and just bring in very lean information. So it says request number 1 from today. We have a release date. And here for this request, the customer even stated a due date and said, okay, I need that until the 13th of May. And what he needs is 2 units of a product A. And the routing of product A, I already predefined. This is part of the onboarding service. So I predefined this here in my job templates overview. So here I've got all products predefined, and if you look into that, the full routing here is predefined with all the steps that are needed to produce such a unit of that product. And if I have predefined this master data, I can easily make use of that because I'm just referring to that information by saying, okay, I need 2 of product A with that release date, that due date, this is it. So then we have a second request for product D, 4 units. So same idea. I just refer to predefined master data. And then additionally, let's assume that you have a third request. And this is custom, so you cannot refer to any master data. But then also JustPlanet provides this task tab. And then you can define also routings individually, totally independently if they are recurring or not. So here we can see that we have got a linear routing that starts with the machine setup. In that machine setup, I need one machine out of the machining group, and I need one person to preparate. And here it even says I must go for Peter. So Peter must do the preparation, or better, the machine setup. After setup, the machine can run independently for 480 minutes. And finally, the manual finishing is then done by Peter again. So obviously, Peter is having the required skill to fulfill that custom job request. Okay, so this is all information, and then we can easily upload this 3 requests into our planning board by using the functionality. I'm just choosing this file, I'm uploading, and the JustPlanet uploading functionality will then add these 3 jobs at the end of the schedule. That let us first have a look in here. So currently we can see that these 3 jobs are added here at the end of the schedule, here in the job view. That means at the bottom of my job list. And in the resource-centric view, it means the new requests are added at the end of the given queues of those jobs and the workload that existed before already. So, and with uploading this information, I can easily say to the customer for the custom request, okay, I'm able to deliver on the 15th of May during the day. You can say to the second customer here, I'm able to deliver at the 19th of May. And this is like an easy answer because you're not really touching all the others. So we have a little issue here with the job request number 1. As you can see, the requested due date here is exceeded. So now at this point, you have got 2 options. You could say, well, and then I need to inform the customer that you won't be able to deliver at the required date. But you could also see if you can squeeze that job in and bring it on time. And therefore, JustPlanet provides functionality. So if you open the set sequence number dialog, so every job in JustPlanet has one sequence number that reflects the priority. Currently, this job has sequence number 17. So that means that we have got 16 jobs in the schedule that have a higher priority. And if I now calculate the critical sequence number, then I see this is number 14. And the critical sequence number of a delayed job, which is currently the case here, the critical sequence number of a delayed job is that number that you have to assign to the job to get it on time. So here, what I can do is I follow this information. I set the sequence number to 14, trigger a reschedule, and see what happens. Here, luckily, I'm able to squeeze in this request into the given workload. Everything is rescheduled. You will never have an overload in here, as JustPlanet always considers your finite capacities. And with the critical sequence number, I was able to see that I'm successfully able to squeeze in that request. So here in that case, you can answer all 3 customers, yes, I'm going for your request, send me the PO. Okay, so that was the first use case, just having requests and dealing with the requests. So very easy. You can upload. In the same way, you could also add new jobs by creating them directly within the app. So I'm just doing that. So if you have a new request, then you can also just open that dialog, say how many of what. So let's say 3 units of product D, say okay, and this is it. Everything is directly scheduled, put at the end of the workload. And then if you need to speed that up, then you can try, or you can fine tune via resetting the sequence number. Okay, so that was the first use case, dealing with requests, so really easy to handle. And you can literally answer these requests by having the customer on the phone. But now let's have a second use case and have a look at the work order 101. So this is also late, and I'm trying to do the same action. So I'm calculating the critical sequence number. Here that is number 10. Okay, I'm going for that. And now what happens is, okay, now I could bring the work order in time, but now the other request is late. So that is not very astonishing, because like changing the sequence number means, you know, just changing positions in the queue, but never increase capacity. And therefore, the second very, very essential point of fine-tuning your schedule is to productively increase your capacity. And let's do that here in my sample data. So what I want to do now is I want to bring the work order 101 on time, or schedule it on time, by productively increasing the capacity. So how can I do that using just Planet? So first of all, I need to have an understanding what's really happening here in my workload. Therefore, it makes sense to change into a Gantt chart view that is resource-centric, and here best go into the resource group view that shows the resource lines and shows the assignment of the resources to groups or work centers. Then the second step, choose a different color scheme, and choose here the color scheme waiting times. And now I applied this color scheme, and now the bars and my workload is colored different. So every task that has no waiting time is colored in gray. Every task that has a waiting time is colored in blue. And every task that is colored in orange has a waiting time and belongs to a delayed job. So waiting times at thus are nothing to worry about. Actually, waiting times of your operations are good, because they indicate that you have a good workload and they come along with a very high capacity utilization. So that is actually what you want to achieve. But if waiting times are getting too long, so that they turn your jobs into delayed jobs, then you have a bottleneck. So let's see if we can spot the bottleneck in my use case here. So let's start off with finishing. In finishing, there's just one single operation that has a waiting time. Everything else is gray, and you can see lots of idle times in here. So here is rather the opposite. So here we should or could think about if it is, you know, beneficial to decrease the finishing capacity, because we have more than enough. If we are looking at preparation, then we can see, oh, okay, yes, quite a few waiting times, and even one waiting time of a job that is delayed. So potentially preparation could be an area where we productively could increase capacity. But if we see machining in comparison, then it is obvious here. Everything is fully queuing up. Waiting times, and one waiting time is getting too long, but even one work order here is delayed. So here, in my use case, it only makes sense to increase the capacity of machining. So to bring this work order on time, you could also have the idea to just increase the capacity of Mary here. So make an extra shift on Monday 11th. That would help to bring that work order on time. It would. But it would be stupid, makes no sense, because like during the day, Mary has an idle time, and then you assign an extra shift afterwards. So that wouldn't be really a good idea. If you increase the bottlenecks capacity, which is machine 2 here for the work order 101, then every operation that runs through this limitation will be impacted positively. Or here in my Gantt chart, like the whole queue will be then pushed to the left. And pushing queues to the left in scheduling is nothing else as it ends in maximization of throughput, because you will then shorten your lead times of multiple jobs. So let's do that. So here I can see that this job is scheduled to end at 7:54. So we need an additional hour, as we know that we start at 7 in the morning. So I just give one additional hour somewhere here in that queue. So I'm going even for the 6th of May. This is a date where the work order would not even have started. So, but I can easily do that in Just Planet. That works by defining a calendar exception. So that is like an extra shift or an extra downtime of a machine. So in here, it's just one day. And I'm adding one additional hour. So normally this machine works from 7 until 4 o'clock with half an hour lunch break. So I quit the lunch break and have an additional half an hour later. So no break, one half an hour, 30 minutes after 4, another half an hour is 1 hour in total. I apply and it directly results in what I wanted to have. Because now this job is on time. The utilization of Mary is increased, so the Mary is better utilized. And every job or every operation that runs through that bottleneck is now pushed 1 hour or almost 1 hour in some cases to the left. So this is maximizing throughput. So to sum that use case up, Just Planet enables you to really get transparency. You get the understanding of what's happening. You will spot your bottlenecks, and then you can take productive action to overcome that limitation. Okay, that have been the 2 use cases I want to show to you, which, reflect the regular usage of Just Planet in a quite good way, I guess. So here I summed that up, what I did. But
Emma, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah?
There was one question that has nothing to do with the use cases, but would go a step further. And the question is, how does the system get information from the shop floor? Does it connect to an MES to get real-time data and adjust the schedule?
Yep. Okay. Very good question. So then I will answer this question by having a look into the modular structure here. So let me quickly get rid of that panel here. Okay, so then we focus on the pricing that shows the modules. And here, I guess, as most of you guys by experience prefer US dollars, we are having a look at the US dollars. So the starter package starts with 109 euros and contains more or less all functionality that I showed to you, except the job templates. The job templates module enables you to predefine those routings. But with a starter package, you get really like a very, very powerful package. And based on the starter package, you can then activate modules additionally. So the report module enables you to export every data that you put into to Just Planet, and that is calculated by Just Planet. Then we have got the job templates. The job templates enable you to predefine recurring routing. So you have seen that in my little use case, in the first use case. Then we have a module that says detail task time. This enables you even to define setup time, production time per unit, teardown time, and transfer time, and not only having an overall runtime or production time per unit. Then we have got the module Advanced Scheduling 2. This enables you to also model the use case that you need a person and a machine simultaneously. And then we are coming to the execute mode. And this is now answering the question that was asked via the chat box. The execute mode provides functionality to set shop floor progress data and to bring it back into your schedule, considering all your progress. And to better show that to you and to better answer that question, I'm switching back to my sample data, and I will show to you how that works. So the execute module comes along with an additional role, and that is the role of the operator. The operator, of course, as the name says, is that employee that is responsible to operate your tasks on the shop floor. And you can bring in all your guys that work on the shop floor and operate the machine and the tasks maybe manually. And if an operator logs into Just Planet, he would not see the same, what we call main client, as the planner does, who normally has direct access to a desktop. If the operator logs into Just Planet, the operator will get what we call the operator client. And this is a list style that is made to be used on mobile devices such as smartphone and tablets. And here, for each operator, you can define in advance for which resources which operator shall be responsible. And then each operator gets a work list with that task he or she is responsible for. And with that work list that is always updated once the planner makes an update, with that list, the operator can set shop floor progress data, such as, like, let's assume that this task here, the task 10 of job 5, is finished. Currently, as the green color shows, it is started already. And if you want to set a finish time, then you can go for like easy buttons, like if it's finished now, or if it's finished more or less like planned, or you can set a finish time. When you use that on mobile devices, then this dialog looks a bit different. You guys know that from your smartphone, you can scroll up and down then. So here it's a picker, but on your smartphone is the normal functionality as you are used by using your smartphones. Okay, so then you can set a start time. And now imagine that every operator, so like you have multiple operators in place, and every operator then during the shift sets the shop floor progress data. The operators own the information. This task has been started, this task has been finished, and so on and so on. And this information from all operators is gathered in an update storage, and this gathered information can then be approved by the planner. And the approval by the planner means I bring all gathered information of the shop floor progress of one shift into my schedule and reschedule it. So here in Just Planet, we provide functionality to also set this information. If you guys have an MES or another tracking system in place that sets or foreholds this information already, then we can make use of that And this will be then part of the realization of the unidirectional interface. So then we can make use of your also progress data, bring that in, then you don't need to set the progress, then you just need to approve to bring the shop floor information into your schedule. So, and here, if I would like now approve, then this, what happens is that the planning start line will be then pushed forward, and every task that is finished, the red line will jump over that, and everything that is not started yet will be pushed forward and as it needs to be rescheduled. Okay, so the answer is by activating the execute mode, we can also make use of data if you have that already, if you go for the realization of a unidirectional interface. Okay, so then just another wording on the pricing. What we do give is a lifelong price guarantee. That means if you subscribe now or this week, then these prices that you can see here are valid for you forever. Even if we would come to the not very unrealistic idea to increase, e.g. the starter package pricing, then not for you, not for existing customer, just for upcoming customers. Okay, so that is the pricing. Then let us now round up and wrap up. Remember, today's topic is how easy it is to implement an appropriate professional scheduling system. It just needs 2 steps. First of all, you need to book the personal demo meeting. Second, you need to successfully complete the onboarding. It's up to you. You can do that in 1 week. Others have proven it, but by experience, budget a duration of 30 days. This is it. Within the next 30 days, you are able to productively operate and run a scheduling system. And running this means establish routines of usage. And how to best establish these routines is also part of the onboarding. So that is an own chapter in the Video Academy, as this is really important. Okay. Then, as I promised in the beginning, I have got one special deal for you guys that are still in that webinar. And I want to give you an extra bonbon. You remember the 2 options of onboarding, basic and all-inclusive. You remember the standard pricing? For you guys, I have got a special offer for the next 10 days. So if you book one of the packages for onboarding within the next 7 days, then you get a special discounted price, which comes along with the release of the Academy. So that's a real special bargain. And that means the basic package will cost you only 500 euros or $550, including everything that you saw before, including the all Academy videos, including the free usage, and including 3 reviews. If you want to have the all-in package, then you get it for enormous $15 or 1,350 euros. Also including everything I explained to you before. So that's really, really a good deal. And in my eyes, you cannot get a better deal to implement a new scheduling software in such a short time. So, and with that, I want to sum up. Remember, in the beginning, I've been asking you some questions. So if your scheduling system is outdated, and I'm pretty sure that one of your answers was yes. So then why today is a great time to implement Just Planet? Why is it the right time now? The answer is because implementing a scheduling software is an investment. It's an investment of time and money. And with what you have seen here now, you can save both. First, looking at the current situation, I've learned that the likelihood is quite high that you can allow the required time for making the investment successful. So that means that a lot of you guys are negatively impacted by the situation around the COVID-19 virus. But make use of this. This can be a benefit for you because now you have the time. Imagine afterwards, if the economy turns up again, you won't have the time. You need to invest. You need to budget a bit of time. Otherwise, you won't successfully complete this process, even though I try to keep it as lean as easy. There must be some time. And believe me, in normal times, when the operational workload comes and you need to, spin both plates, this is really, really challenging. So make use of that situation. So that's the first point. The second point is you can also save money, but with the bargain of the discount for releasing the academy, this is really, really good value. So invest now to be productively prepared for the upcoming upturn of the economy. Okay, before I want to close this webinar, I quickly give an overview of what you will get after that. We will send you all slides that I showed to you here. I will send to you the link to the recording so that you can watch it multiple times. Also, I will send the link to the preview so that you can have access to the selected Academy videos. And last but not least, I will also send you the link to purchase the special offer for onboarding that are valid for the next 10 days. And with that, guys, I thank you very much for your kind attention, and let me know if there are additional questions came up.
No more questions so far.
Okay, that sounds great. So then I'm looking forward to getting your feedback, to getting lots of demo bookings and getting lots of new companies that want to onboard with Just Planet. In that regard, guys, have a great day and bye-bye.